Welcome to Cultivating and Transforming Consciousness. This is just a free-flowing lecture, talk, musing. What are we doing? Who are we? Where are we going? These are some of the questions that I believe a lot of us are starting to wake up and search for answers. We feel unguided as a country, as a culture, and I may be misinterpreting, but if you're listening to this, then chances are you sense it, you feel it. There's a change coming. Something is on its way. What that something is feels fearful, but we don't know what or who. We hope that it's good. Good change is always welcome. I think we've had enough of bad change for a while. But who are we to try to determine the future? I'm not here to be perfect. I'm not here to sit there and say, follow me. I'm a teacher. I'm a guru. Please, please, no. I'm just someone asking a question. And of course, we're not allowed to ask questions. Questions have to be in a certain way today. Questions are not allowed. You know why that is? Because a question prevents falling off the cliff. The fool does not ask questions, follows blindly. But if you can discern, use spiritual discernment, you can come to some understanding. That little inner sense that says, this doesn't make sense. What is going on? That's a question. Everything is but a half-truth, the old axiom goes. So what's the other truth? That everything is but a half-truth. There's only one truth in the universe. You are. I am. That's it. That is the single truth. The rest, truth with a lowercase t, is subjective. It changes. One day you're a good person. The next day you're grumpy. One day we make a mistake. And the next day we get it right. Just like we're always learning, growing, becoming something more, something greater. Or some days we just take 3 steps backwards and fall short of grace. My point being, question is the beginner's mind. And from that space, we can use and learn discernment to guide choices. That's the practice. I think one of the most difficult things in life is finding your uniqueness, embracing who you are, your authentic nature. Each of us has a silent cry for help, that we feel lonely on the inside, and so we develop all sorts of gimmicks, institutions, and ways to fill the hole. What makes them bad is the context in which they're served. I think what we're looking for today are thought leaders, people who make sense, people who ask questions. Those are the folks that we step back and say, hey, this person's thinking. And we also have to discern the questions that are being asked too, because sometimes the wolf in sheep's clothing will try to make an answer depending upon how the question is asked. Did you hear what they just said? Oh my gosh, it was horrible. You see how easy and subtle it is? What makes it horrible? What makes it bad? It's all determined by our values. We act accordingly day by day to what we value most. And sometimes it's comfort. Sometimes it's the easy way out because that's the only choice that we do have. I guess what I'm trying to say here is take some time and formulate questions and discern if your question is nothing more than an opinion or a self-statement, but is it truly a question? Where are we going? That's an open-ended question. Who are we? Again, beckons the unknown. And I think that's what makes a good question. Does it point to some unknown rather than known? What is a tree? Well, we have a construct of what a tree is, and we have an image of a tree, but do we truly know the nature of a tree? Do we truly know our human nature? And if so, what informs that knowingness, that truth? And I think the big question is, what matters most in our lives? The simple things or the big things? The things we are without or the things we are with? And so I leave you to go out and to take time and to examine your questions, to see if they're truly your own, and to see how the power of asking a question guides you, and stepping back from that space of thinking you know the answer, when in fact all you know is but a half-truth. Thank you for being here.